Yes. Yeah, there is a power law. um, in
Of
fact,
course there is.
of course there is. So we don't have a lot of data, and when with the power laws, you have to be a little bit careful. You need to have several orders of magnitude, and we don't have that between MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. But when I did look at it, it looks like a power law. In fact, it looks a nice power law. Like you plot the price of MicroStrategy and the price of Bitcoin, and in a log graph, it looks like a straight line. It doesn't apply to stocks and other things like that, but MicroStrategy follows Bitcoin. And so what you're seeing here, the blue is the price of MicroStrategy. The red line is the model where I'm saying, okay, given there is this power law, it's basically a power law with a power of 1.3, because that power tells you how the system works, right? How the two things are related. In this case, is 1.3. So it means about 30% leverage relatively to Bitcoin. And that, of course, is valid since 2020, because you see here I'm trying to model all the way to when Bitcoin was created. But of course, they were not doing the same thing. The model doesn't work because they were not yet adopting Bitcoin, right? But then in August 2020, when they adopted Bitcoin, notice how the model and the blue line, that is a real price, they follow each other, right? In fact, you could have used it as a way to identify times where MicroStrategy was overvalued relatively to Bitcoin and vice versa, right? You could have said, oh, it's here is undervalued. Let me buy it because, the MicroStrategy should be. In fact, you see, it's interesting when during a bull run, MicroStrategy does better. During a bear market, MicroStrategy does worse, than what the model suggests. That is interesting. And this has been true for all this time until recently, right? Basically around March of the last year, where MicroStrategy started to go away from the model. First, right, with a jump of event, kind of following the same pattern, and then it started to have this crazy exponential behavior, because every time you see a straight line in a log linear chart, right, where we take the log of the y-axis and keep the x-axis linear, that is an exponential. If you see a straight line, it's an exponential. It is almost perfect exponential here. And already at that time, I would say, whoa, MicroStrategy is becoming an exponential. And you know what I think about exponential. Exponential are bad because they are too fast, right? It's not the good growth, sustained growth of a power law. And then I saw even something crazier, that the exponential became even faster, because you see it's even steeper slope. So it became even crazier. And at that time, when I was doing my show, I was saying, guys, something needs to give. When you have crazy exponential like that, we will see a correction. And I was right. There was a correction. There was a correction. And now we're going back to kind of following what the model says. We are there, so we are overvalued, but in terms of changes, it kind of follows the model. We went back. So, but in general, and I think this is mostly people treating MicroStrategy like if it was a shit coin, but it's not, right? So what they are doing is justified, is a great service, because basically they are creating a chance for institution to use Bitcoin with leverage and doing all kind of different, financial activities based around Bitcoin, that we will not be able to do it if they had to play with Bitcoin itself, right? Because many institutions still want, the security of dealing with a stock versus just Bitcoin, etc. So MicroStrategy service to the financial community is valuable. I think there is no Ponzi scheme, etc. The only thing is when people push it too much and they go crazy. And the system still corrects itself. So it's not that they are going to break it, they're going to create some problem. It's mostly, the people that bought MicroStrategies there, eventually we will go back, but um, you know, if you use too much leverage on something that is already leveraged, right? Because I say it's a natural leverage of 1.3, you can get in trouble. So I think it's good. I own MicroStrategy. It's just I will not do too crazy things like, you know, there was a point where everybody was so bullish that, you know, we had again, some of these young people had these shows where there is even a group called irresponsibly long, right? And I get it, it's a meme, etc. But you know, don't invest using memes. You know, be careful. You know, so this is what I will say about MicroStrategy.
If you like that clip, then you definitely gotta check out this next spicy clip. I think you're really gonna like it. Come on, check it out. But if you want the full version, the full interview, then check that out over here. Come on, do it. I'll see you in there.